Hi all, and we are going to be carrying on exactly where we left off, trying to steal this countess's ring. God, it's been a little while since I've had a chance to record. We've had the joy of internet problems recently, hence the slow upload schedule. I sort of had this moment where I had to slow down because of work and various other things going on, and I sort of managed to pick up the pace again, and had all of these videos in saved up, ready to go, and very excited to just carry straight on and have a regular upload schedule. And then my internet went down for 10 days or so. So yeah, that's been a joy. That's been great. But we're back up and running, we're back going, and we're back recording. Now, I've heard secrets say of a secret passage around here somewhere. I mean, I assume the torture room's down here. That's what we were told, wasn't it? She has a secret passage to get to her torture room better.
The Thieves Guild's new favorite.
Perhaps it is not around here after all. I hope everyone is doing okay. I have been okay recently. Life has still remained busy, but I've managed to get started on several projects which are exciting. And, you know, I've quit a couple and started a couple, and I'm in one of those figuring out stages that's usually very exciting. Are you after me? Oh no, after the count. Everyone's talking at once. Party's really popping off. Where's this secret passage? It's in the basement apparently, which is where I am now, so... Will there be a token guard down here? That looks suspicious. I mean, I was wrong, but it did look suspicious. Where would I be if I was a secret exit? Let me read this again. It seems there is a secret passage that leads from the basement to the private chambers. If I can find the secret passage, that would be safer. I concur. If only we knew where a passage was. I spent all that time looking up at here, and I was just like, oh, it's not here. Oh. I mean, I suppose if you put a lid on it, it's secret. Wouldn't be where I choose to hide it, but there we go. What time is it? 11 PM. I bet they're going to bed soon. You'd hope so. Any later, then they'll wake up grumpy. I say that as someone who's crawling through their secret torture chamber route. You know you've got a bit of a problem if you have to create a secret route to get to your torture chamber. Ugh. Oh no. I rather think that just stealing this lady's ring is not enough comeuppance. But damn guild will give me a slap on the wrist if I kill her, so... I bet she's unkillable as well. We know how these games go. Just doing a bit of robbing on my way through. We do need to pay off our fences so we can get to the next level of fence. Having all these secret passages and having this way of getting in definitely helps it feel like more of an adventure. The Thieves Guild in Morrowind is... Oh. Right, so this is where we use the opportunity to find which way we needed to sneak in. I mean, are we... Oh, I know.
Then pay.
Shh. Okay, this is the bedroom. Okay, so... I say all this stuff about it being a touch more dynamic and stuff like that, and then immediately get into combat with guards. I'm going to go back outside and wait, because we can't wait here, because it counts as trespassing. But I think back to Morrowind and the Thieves Guild there, and it often included just kind of shimmying yourself into a particular corner so that they couldn't see you whilst you were stealing off them. And it felt a lot more closed and confined, where this definitely has the feel of like a bigger adventure. We made it. Hopefully our sneak's good enough so we can actually grab this. I'm also going to try and rob everything that's not tied down. You know, because she's evil or something. I'm trying to think like what this feels like, and it feels like a very particular type of like. And I know that I think the thing we've pulled so far has been Robin Hood and that sort of type of medieval fiction. I just wanted to read this. Divining the Elder Scrolls of Night. The Elder Scrolls themselves can pierce the veil. They offer a view of the flux of time itself. The prophet who reads a scroll sees one version of what may be. Another prophet might have a different vision with equal veracity. The price for insight is the reader's sight. He is struck blind, and I would say the Elder Scrolls are a cool concept. It's a very like high fantasy thing to have in a world where, you know, it ostensibly feels a lot lower fantasy than maybe it could. You know, it feels grounded in medieval places. I'm just going to cut to running away. I know we've failed a few times, and you've heard the "stop, you're violating the law" thing a few times. And it just had me thinking about the consequences for failure. And that's the thing with video games. They never quite managed to be dynamic enough where they can be actions for failure as stealth. You know, things that you can do to try and carry on moving forward or readjust to the situation. And to be honest, it's only really a question that started to get asked more recently. You think about older stealth games, and I think like failure states were set in stone, whereas newer ones like Metal Gear Solid 5, like you have an opportunity to try and readjust if you are spotted. And I think that's an interesting way to approach it, because otherwise you just end up doing what I'm doing here and restarting loads. Because like, what's the point of going to jail? You lose a few levels, and it's cool to have that fluff of the story there, but I'm not going to go and do that. It's not interesting enough. It's just like completely negative. And then the other option is to pay some gold, but you lose all your stolen goods. So I would have to go and grab them back. Now, that being said, I think there is an evidence chest, so there is some interest there, actually. You know, if all the stolen goods are put in the evidence chest and having to go and get them. But it's also too set in stone. It's not like dynamically happening around you. It's like, oh, I've been caught, I have to go and do this now. It adds an extra thing to the step. And the systems are never quite good enough in these games for that to be the reason that draws me in. And I find that with quite a lot of open world games. They're not like systemic enough for the systems to actually hold like the carrying weight of the game. They tend to be. In fact, I'm going to leave this open so that when they come and like try and find out what's gone on, they find a hidden torture chamber. But yeah, the systems don't carry the weight often enough. It's the world that does. That's what keeps me coming back. Anyway, let's go into this in. Hello. I have a ring.
Approach me.
Adargies, there we go. Stolen ring.
Does the hunter have this?
Here is your ring.
My ring. Oh, thanks to the claws of the clan mother, you have recovered it. Is that slimy Argonian dead? Did he suffer long? I hope so. You have earned the reward. The Thieves' Guild was always good to Adargi's dearest mate. I am grateful that the memory is still honored.
There we go.
Swift hunting.
Do we have to go and turn in with Screever now? Was that count as done? What quest are we on? Yeah, report back to Screever. Hi, Screever.
You have returned.
Dargy's stolen ring.
You are truly an asset to the guild. I will make sure the Grey Fox himself hears about this. I am promoting you to Prowler. Congratulations.
Brilliant. I want to know where I can turn in my stuff. Oh, I've just leveled up. I wonder what that effect was then. Let's have a look. I would like to go and sell some of my stuff, so let's go do that. So I'm carrying a lot of stolen goods and I don't want to get caught with them. So I'm going to go to Bruma and go and find my... Oh, you can't fast travel from inside, can you? Find my fence. Yeah, because I want to get rid of that, and then I think I'm going to do that Aleswell quest, the invisible one, because again, it's one that's like really cemented in my mind of being interesting. I just can't remember where my fence lives now. Not necessarily interesting. What I mean is, it's one that like I think you quite commonly are going to be heading that way early game or relatively early, so it's not unusual to be going in that direction, and most people bump into it. So like, it's also the sort of quest where I've bumped into it 2 or 3 times.
I'm Regner. Stop talking.
Who is my fence? Rena, Grey Prince, Orrery, Frostcrag. All of these are the DLC ones, aren't they? So, welcome to Aleswell. First things first, we have to level. I don't have to, but I'm going to. So stick another bit in endurance. My personality is really low, so let's actually get that up a bit, and then say agility, I think, is our main attack stat. That's that cost. Yeah, I'm trying to remember how this works. So let's take that up to 40. I'd like to take that up to 50 or 49 then, and sneak up. Are we okay on combat? How are we doing on blade? Because we use a lot of blade. Yeah, I don't think security is as essential. If we take that to 45, then stick a bit into blade as well. There we go. So, Alesworth, a lovely, quiet, idyllic town on the edges of the Imperial City. One issue: everyone's turned invisible. Remember, we were accosted by someone walking past here who said that they're having a problem. So let me set that into my diary as what we're doing. And this is suggesting we go down to this tower, a tower of a local wizard who seems to be suspect. Lovely views. Are we heading in the right direction? Ah, it's not even a proper tower. It's a ruined tower we can see as we approach. I've taken the steep slopes here, the real steep slopes. It's fine. You can kind of go up and down rather steep slopes in this game with little consequences, so...
Go away! I don't want whatever you're selling.
Sounds like the problem's someone outside. I wonder if they're invisible as well. Are we in here? I mean, be rude not to.
Oblivion take you. What is it you want from me?
Invisibility spell, tell me about it, please.
Yes, I have been working on a new invisibility spell. As you can see, it works quite well. Why?
Well, the nearby town, we're all invisible as well, and they'd rather not be.
Oh, really? Everyone in town? That must have been what all the shouting was about a few weeks ago. I'm afraid I was engrossed in an experiment that required my full attention. You see, In order to increase the efficacy of the spell, the radius was likely to approach the... Oh, never mind. I don't mean to bore you.
Hints at magic that might be mathematical almost? Come on, just tell me how to reverse it.
You can tell them not to worry. The effect is not actually permanent. It should wear off eventually.
Eventually?
Well, in a year or two, maybe a bit more. There's no way to be absolutely sure. That's the exciting thing about basic research.
They can't wait a year.
Really? I find being invisible quite refreshing. But if it will get everyone to leave me alone, fine. I did work out a counterspell last week. If I can just put my hand to it. Ah. Here. Stand in the center of town to make sure you get everyone. Oh, and make sure... Never mind. It should be fine.
I don't trust you, Ankatar.
Go away.
You seem like a bit of an asshole. But let's proceed back to town as he suggests and reverse the invisibility spell with this scroll. Which should be in here somewhere. Ah, interesting. The wolf be invisible. I found a way to make people visible again. They just need to absorb some arrows. 3 should do it. Everyone ready? I'm not going to ask their permission. I'm just going to do it. I've used the scroll Ankatar gave me, and the people of Aleswell are once again visible. Dirim Serethi will probably like to congratulate me on my success. My luck has been damaged. I mean, what does that feel like? Do I just like throw a dice and everything I want it to land on lands on something different? Serethi was the local inn owner, wasn't he? In the Aleswell Inn.
Thank you, thank you. I can't tell you how good it feels to be able to see myself again. My sisters, on the other hand, I wouldn't mind if they had stayed invisible.
Height of wit.
Ah, me. Friend, you are welcome at the Aleswell Inn anytime. Free of charge.
Brilliant. But that wizard, is he going to be alright?
We haven't seen him since that whole invisibility mess. I hope it stays that way.
Okay.
Take care.
Done. I thought it might be a longer quest than that. I would have done it when we first walked through, but there we go. What do we want to do now? Well, we've got a level up. So that typically means we'll go and do a bit of fighting in the arena, I think, to tie out today. And a few more bob and tie out the rest of this episode, I think. I'm ready for a match.
My next opponent is a red guard. I've seen him fight with both a mace and a sword, so be ready for either one.
Interesting. That suggests that there should be a different way of fighting either, when all we know I'm going to do is backpedal and shoot him with my bow, so he's a veritable pincushion. You can tell he's better because he's got, I think that's an orcish shield and a silver mace, so he's got slightly better armour than what we used to fight. Something I'm interested in now, I've leveled up a bit.
So, have you been to Crowhaven? Have you... Oh, I see. You have not yet recovered any proof of my birth. Please, friend, make haste. This waiting about is torture. I know in my heart who I am, but with evidence, I can prove my claim to all of Tamriel.
I was interested to see if he said anything further now we've leveled up a bit in the arena.
That was a good fight, Bloodletter. You really showed that red guard who's boss. Here's your take. Now go clean yourself up.
So I think Maribou here feels like he's got a bit further in the guild, the arena. Therefore, he's going to go and do Agnarak's quest. So let's go and find out about his heritage. He's mentioned it a couple of times to me, and I'm interested. You know, we go past in passing, and he still keeps mentioning the fact that we're going to go and look for him. So let's go and find the origin of the Grey Prince. Oh, and we get to go past all these towns. Well, it sounds like the rest of this episode is going to be walking, but we'll see. We'll see what interesting things happen to us along the way. We ended up walking into an ambush of sorts with a couple of imps, somehow a guard on my side, and this wolf's joined the fray also. I was hoping for a nice, pleasant stroll. It's all kicking off around me. This like hazy sunset over a forest is, yeah. I was sort of talking earlier about how the mechanics don't tend to draw me into these games because there's enough there and there's enough interesting stuff, but it's just walking around in worlds like this. Beautiful. I've been there's going to be a new series coming out relatively soon on the channel, I believe, and I've started playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla for it. It's fine. I'm not a big Assassin's Creed person. And for very similar reasons, you know, the world is what draws me in. It's not the gameplay, and there is something, especially going to like this sort of close to next gen and the work that's been put in on these current games, even on like a relatively weaker PC now, that makes that game just look absolutely gorgeous. And I'm like, that's the thing I'm enjoying about it, is the world. It's being in the world. And I think what's amazing to me coming back to playing Oblivion is that that's still true about this game. The thing that I'm enjoying about this isn't necessarily the combat or the systems. I'm enjoying being in the world. Which the amazing thing about that is this game is far older and running off far less, but still managed to make something that's plain but evocative. But the plainness works for me. I know it doesn't for some other people. They prefer the far further reaches of like Skyrim and stuff, and it makes me like so excited to play Skyrim and see what that game has to offer. These are the tougher wolves. I want to do a wolf roly-poly. I say the systems don't attract me to these games, and then like I'm talking about the physics. Oh, that's the best way to do wolf roly-poly, is to I don't have the ability to do it, but if you get a way of paralysing an enemy, oh, I'm doing this badly, on a cliff like this, they'll just roll down it. It appears this wolf has killed someone. A bandit. I feel like also I'm not getting what I could be out of my weaponry, and I wonder if it's because it needs repairing quite badly. We'll have to make a job when we get to Skingrad. I mean, look at that. Kvatch in the background. Oh, that's just gorgeous. I was going to say, we need a weapon upgrade, I think, but here is one. I think we should see a bit of a difference straight away with this. I think we're hitting one of like the classic Oblivion things of a due to the way the level up system works, there's like these peaks and troughs of difficulty, because you'll suddenly like find everything's leveled up around you and you're just not quite good enough to take it on, and then you'll be fine after a minute when you sort of upgrade a few bits and bobs. But yeah, I think about other open world games that have really drawn me in, and this is something where the writing and the world does a lot of the work. But The Witcher, like the world, like the opening to The Witcher and the area you're in is just so good. It's so good. And the problem with that game is it's bloat. There's so much to do, and it's just too much. And after a while, the actual activity that you're doing doesn't change. It remains the same. I suppose that's the same for a lot of these open world games. They're not dense in that regard. And it becomes repetitive to a degree, and you don't have that ramp up of difficulty or change of what's going on. But we'll see if Assassin's Creed like encounters any of those problems, because I think that might be a problem of a certain type of gamer, me being one of them. It's not a problem of everyone. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm enjoying this, so, and this is still just an open world game that's not like super dense. Welcome to Skingrad. I think one of the richer cities of the game. You can tell by everything's built out of stone. Sort of cobbled streets. Almost feels like it rivals the Imperial City. I wonder if I'm judging my estimations of the towns based on how expensive the houses are there. It's just damn gentrified around here.
Over here.
Hello,
Leave me
Glarthir.
alone. I can't talk right now. We can't talk here. Too public. Meet me behind the great chapel at midnight. Don't let anyone follow you. I'll make it worth your while.
This sort of quest here is like the mainstay of quests in games now. Weird person does a thing. And then you have to go and like do something and something odd happens. Hello.
Welcome to Colovian Traders. May I interest you in some of my fine wares?
I want someone to repair my stuff, to be honest. I'll just buy some repair hammers and do it myself. Right. I've got my stuff repaired, I've done my odd jobs around town, and I'm ready to do the last leg of the trip. But I think this is where we're going to leave off. We're going to go and have a night in the inn and have a nap. I'll try and not get tricked last time, as when I started up today, I was like, why can't my character move? And it was because I was sat down. So hopefully next time we don't have that issue. Thank you for watching. Yeah, stay tuned to the channel. I should have another video out to announce something. In fact, I might actually be going out before this video, so boo. Oh well, there we go. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, drop a like. It's great. Subscribe, all that other stuff. My name's been Billy. Goodbye.